week's been crazy.
I'm sorry, I'm just recovering from my 5th heart attack.
Oh, your 5th heart attack.
Oh my goodness.
It's only been 4 days this week.
Yeah.
Sunday, maybe.
No,
It's
no,
not even.
Don't even count Sunday, man. I've had 5 heart attacks in the past 48 hours.
Oh my god.
Is that healthy soaring?
Okay, so Monday, Emily Rogers and Sony guy say that there's gonna be NX news this week. Tuesday, they say it again, and so does Toto, and then we make a podcast about it because we're desperate.
And then they say it's not happening.
And
then Wednesday, we release our podcast at 6 after I frantically edit it for like a solid 3-4 hours.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it was. I had to fix some audio.
And then Twitter explodes.
And then what was it, like 8:30 p.m.?
Yep.
Wednesday night.
8:30.
Less than like 3 hours after I posted the podcast episode at 6. Nintendo said that there was going to be an NX preview trailer releasing the next day at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, and we all lost our minds. I was actually, I didn't see it for like 2 hours, and I felt bad.
Oh my! How did you not? Twitter, like it was like the world was ending.
I was out doing stuff, and then I watched the debate.
Don't check Twitter when you're outside the house.
No, like I do, but I was like talking with people, and I didn't want to like.
Who are people when the new stuff comes out from Nintendo?
I have freaking like notifications on for at Nintendo America, and I didn't get it, so I'm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. All right. By the way, we should say the people. I'm IncredibleMango. You already heard Soren Chris. You heard.
I exist.
Yeah, he was here last time. You heard Knight of Hylia. He wasn't here last time. And also, Toon Wolf Link 418's here.
Hi, you did.
He hasn't been on a show before.
Special guest.
I have.
Not
I've
on this
collaborated with a couple podcasts before.
Oh yeah, that thing. And JB will be here when he comes.
Tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow, yeah.
He's coming tomorrow?
Like the NX.
The what?
Oh, I'm sorry. The Nintendo Switch.
We little pause.
Wait.
The Switch?
Yeah.
Sorry, did you say the Nintendo Switch?
What?
I think he did. I think he did say the Nintendo Switch. So, 10 a.m. came, and Nintendo posted a video to their YouTube channel and to their website, which crashed. About the Nintendo Switch, and it shows this guy. He's playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, the game with the beautiful grass and the horses.
It's a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Mango,
and you can't really what?
Can you please refer to its proper name, Bottom of the Well?
Oh.
Please.
Okay. So it shows a guy playing Breath of the Wild. You can't really see like what he's playing it on, but you can see he's obviously playing the game.
Well, he's playing it on a TV.
He's playing it on a TV, but you can't see like the controller really.
Yes.
So for all you know, he could be using a Wii U Pro controller. And then his dog comes up and says, "I gotta go to the freaking bathroom. Take me to the park." And he.
What the hell, human?
And instead of playing with his dog at the park, he takes Zelda with him by taking out this freaking tablet thing from his Nintendo game console and putting these detachable controllers onto it.
I think you have to explain this a little better, right? So he
remember the Eurogamer leak? That.
What's the thing called? What's the actual the square?
It's
like the mount. What's the official name for it?
Oh,
I know there's a picture somewhere.
Nintendo Switch?
No. The controller. It's like
the Joy-Con.
Joy-Con blank.
The Joy-Con grip. It's the Joy-Con grip.
Grip? Okay, so he's holding this square that's called the Joy-Con grip.
And it's got two Joy-Cons.
He slides off either side of the controller. And then he slides those two bits onto...
Known as the Joy-Con left and right.
Yes, and he slides these bits onto the tablet that's,
known as the Nintendo Switch.
And
the Nintendo
lifts it out.
Toasters.
Yeah.
And he takes his dog to the park.
Yes, he does. And then the logo comes up, and then what else happens? There's like a guy at the airport who meets some girl at the airport. Does that happen?
No. Before that, it does the little noise that's like.
Oh yes, the little noise that sounds like this.
Yes.
Yes, you've already heard it.
The one that plays when you say Nintendo Switch?
Of course.
Like, fun fact, guys, we're not editing that in post. No, it's a magical thing that happens every time you say Nintendo Switch.
So
I don't know though if has anyone here like gone to the airport with the video game system, found someone sat next to them, and then like gotten like a girlfriend out of it?
I don't think that's happened.
That happens like every time I go to the airport.
How many times have you been to the
Two
airport?
rolling up in the airport, pulling out that 3DS. Hey, girl, I just street passed you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can tell that Nintendo's really switching things up. With this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So then the guy gets on the plane, and he puts the Nintendo Switch onto the tray table with the kickstand.
I'd like to point something out here, guys.
What?
The plane is not yet taken off, and he has his tray table down and electronic.
His
tray table.
No,
And
it's a
like,
small
in
it's a
the
small
air-
device. You can have small devices.
fine.
You can't have your tray table down though. You
This
can't
is
have your
true.
Tray table.
This is true. But he
That
shows off the
example, Nintendo.
kickstand. There's a kickstand. And then he takes the two Joy-Cons off and he uses them individually, like some kind of crazy person.
Which is that's crazy.
That
There's a lot of questions that raises that we can bring up later, but
Indeed.
the notion of that happening is very.
What is this?
interesting.
And then
And
it
What was he
cuts.
playing, Mingo?
What?
What was he playing?
Oh, he was playing the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Part 2 Electric Boogaloo remastered
Oh,
HD.
my
A
goodness.
lot of people are saying that it's not the remastered version, which I think is
Either
No,
way,
it's the
Bethesda
kind of
hasn't announced
ridiculous.
anything.
Like, I have no idea why anybody would think that because
Because
I
people
don't-
think Nintendo's bad.
Yeah, I don't like. It wouldn't be a good move. for
Either way, it was
Nintendo
Skyrim.
to put the original version of Skyrim in their trailer. However, the fact that Skyrim itself is on a Nintendo console is pretty amazing.
And then he gets off his plane and he goes to his like apartment. All these freaking houses, man.
They're
They're
so
like so nice.
new.
Can we have one?
Also, meanwhile, every single person here is like a super hip millennial. Like, what the heck? What's going on?
They all have friends.
They all have
These aren't
friends
games.
Friends?
that all also like have the Nintendo Switch.
Mhm.
My
So,
goodness.
yeah. So he goes.
No, there's
and
a
he-
very distinct two person per one Nintendo Switch ratio in these friend groups here.
Yeah, this is true. Okay.
They all
So
have
then-
like
so
half
then-
a controller each.
Yeah, they show people like in like what is it like some like van. I don't really understand
Hippie
the
van.
situation. Yeah,
It's
They're-
a van. They're on a road
Yeah.
trip. It's
they're in a
American
van and they put their Nintendo Switch into like a car mount, which has not been announced yet.
It could just be a prop for just the trailer. And
This
like,
is
that
true,
actually isn't
but
the thing.
like they show it fairly
If
prominently.
you watch the trailer, they put emphasis on it. Like it's
Yeah.
not just there in like it doesn't cut into the shot. They show a shot where the guy slides it in,
Yes.
and that.
And then
Maybe they
they
will
take
release it
they
then.
take off the two Joy-Cons. And by the way, like the way the analog sticks are on the Joy-Cons, like one's up the top, one it's like Xbox 360, right?
You
But-
know what what I realized after looking at the Joy-Con grip? It looks
What?
suspiciously like an Ouya controller.
Yep.
We don't
sure
talk
does.
about that. We don't talk about that.
It
So-
does.
Okay.
We only talk about the Nintendo Switch.
So they get in the car and they take off the two Joy-Con and there's two people there and they each take one of them. And these have like 4 face buttons and like 1 analog stick. And they're playing Mario
And the
Kart
bumper and a
8.5.
Basically, like a Wiimote, a sideways style.
Oh, sorta, yeah. And they're playing
And
Mario Kart 8.5.
8.5.
Because
New
it's got
characters and 2 items.
It's got double dash items and it's got King Boo,
Oh yeah.
which is cool.
Okay, what was next
This
after
is
the car?
this is a continuing theme, by the way. Like they're showing games that are very familiar but have slight differences. They've done this
It's just
multiple
like
times in this trailer.
It's just like the Nintendo Switch.
It's like they're switching up our expectations.
Sure is. And then it shows some like girl in a really like upscale
What
apartment
era of
building.
clothing is that? Like, who wears that?
High end
anymore?
fashion 2016.
Okay then.
Yeah. And she's playing Super Mario Goes to Mexico 2017. and it looks
Okay.
interesting. I mean, it's like a Mexico theme, like
Hispanic, yes.
people. Okay, sure, that's fair. I'll try and be culturally.
I mean, it's a
Sensitive.
podcast of gamers.
Yeah.
None of them are culturally
Yeah.
correct.
No, you're going to offend everyone at the same time as pleasing everyone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Civilization just came out today.
So
like,
what happens while she's playing?
so she's playing, and like some friends are having like a rooftop party, and she like goes and waves. So obviously she's also like on like a really high floor because she can see to the roof of another building. So she takes her Nintendo Switch out there, and like they play some. Do they show what the game is that
No.
they're playing? But she hands like the Joy-Cons to people, and they play some game.
You know, maybe this is implying that that Mario game is multiplayer.
I mean, they've done.
Ooh.
It's not like they haven't done that before.
Please
Yeah.
no.
But
Please
not
no.
with this new game.
Please.
Because I mean, obviously she could have changed the game in between.
Right.
It
what
could be
we
more
see.
Mario Kart.
Oh, I just realized we forgot something.
What?
Oh.
The guy on the airplane, he shows they use cartridges on the Nintendo Switch,
Oh,
Cartridges.
yeah. The
and
What?
also that there's a
long-rumored-
fan intake port.
And there's also a headphone jack.
There
very
is a
important.
headphone jack.
Yep, they
Which-
make sure they show us, plugging in the 3.5 millimeter jack into the thing.
Yes,
Why would they focus on the headphone jack though?
Because Apple removed it.
because my phone doesn't have a headphone jack.
Oh my goodness, you poor soul. Nintendo's like, don't worry, Apple. We'll take all the customers you just lost for our thing just because we have a headphone jack.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the next person? The next person.
Was it?
The next person. The next people. So
People.
it's yes. So it shows these like these group of people, and they're like, oh wait,
yes.
no.
Are you?
I was getting ahead of myself here. It
Yeah.
is still a group of people, but it's a different group of people. So it shows
It's the
these-
bros.
So it shows these group of people. They're playing basketball. One guy does a layup, and like they're all like having a good time. And they decide, you know what? Basketball's great, but you know what would be better?
Basketball.
Fake basketball.
Oh my goodness.
So they pull out their.
Why don't we
their-
switch it up, guys? Let's go from real basketball.
Yeah, let's switch it up.
They're too tired for real basketball, so they play fake
So
basketball.
they have two Nintendo Switches, like across from each other, and they do local multiplayer, like in NBA
Local
2K.
what?
Local multiplayer.
What's multiplayer?
It's the thing that Nintendo's good at, not on online though.
But doesn't that involve friends, which people don't have?
No, this whole commercial's about friends.
Oh my goodness.
Unless you have a dog, then
Unless
you
you
don't
have a
any
dog,
friends.
and then you don't have friends.
Dog can be
Then
a
you
friend.
just meet. Then you meet cute girls in the airport.
And then you
Yeah.
meet two guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So these people, they're playing local multiplayer with two different Nintendo Switch consoles.
Nintendo Switch?
Yes. And they're playing like NBA 2K, which is a popular video game. If you hadn't known that before, it's very popular. And then it all culminates in the final scene. So there's this team of people, and they're like sketching out like a play, like this is like football or something. They all have their Nintendo Switch consoles like around them, and they have these controllers, which we actually did see earlier, but they have like pro controllers, which look like normal controllers and have a normal D-pad, unlike
And
the
they have really
Joy-Cons.
big buttons. That
And they
look
look like the
really
GameCube.
satisfying.
Yeah,
Controller.
it does not look like the GameCube controller. I'm sorry.
People will
Yvonne.
say that because the analogs are on the top bottom like the GameCube.
Yeah,
Oh,
like the
it's
Xbox 360.
But the
Yeah.
Xbox 360 controller looks like a GameCube.
But everyone
controller.
else like, it's a GameCube controller
The
all
buttons
over
are
again.
not like the GameCube. Okay.
Well, then go
The
tell
buttons
people
look
that.
so nice. Like, I think the thing I want to do the most is just press a button on that.
Press the button.
They're
Who
so
cares?
big, and they look so satisfying. Just like,
Okay.
I think the controller to me looks a lot like a cross between the DualShock 4 and the Wii U Pro controller.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably accurate.
It's
makes
like
a
a
lot more
taller
sense.
it's like a taller Wii U Pro, or it's like a taller PlayStation 4 DualShock.
it
Or
reminds
whatever.
me a lot of the like the classic controller Pro too, where it's kind of like a flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
face.
controller. I have that. So these people, they're like right now to play, and they have their Nintendo Switch consoles. And then you see for a second, you see like they have Splatoon on their consoles.
What?
And then they start walking
But it's
out.
not Splatoon.
No, it's not just Splatoon. Because they start walking out into this freaking arena of people, like this
Is
giant
this-
arena. And it turns out they're playing Splatoon Esports Edition.
You mean League of Splatoon?
Sure. So they take all their Nintendo Switch consoles and they like dock them into these like placed docking stations, which is a really good idea for esports. Like that's a really good idea for setting
Oh
it
yeah.
up. I don't know how you're going to set up the Pro controllers because those got to be paired. But
I
set up
assume
the
they're
dock.
paired via the tablet itself and not the
Yeah,
dock.
well, the tablet.
Yeah, but the Pro controllers seem like they were also already there. I don't know.
But they set up before the game, like they just brought
I
out
don't-
their tablet to make it look fancy.
Maybe
Esports players like to have their own controller.
that's fair. That's true. That's
But
true.
also, yeah, the tablet's supposed to be the brain of the device, and it
Mhm.
also shows gameplay of somebody playing on the go with the Pro controller, so we know that's possible.
Mhm.
So,
So-
the Pro controller is probably paired to the tablet, so you could theoretically put it anywhere you want.
Yeah. So they're playing Splatoon Esports Edition, where they now have custom hairstyles. So that's a feature not in Splatoon.
Ooh.
So, and what
According
else
to
is...
Twitter, they also the maps seem to be new, as well as the weapons they were using were also new.
Well, we saw a
this
solid
Splatoon 2?
we saw a solid
Actually,
2% of the maps. So, so I don't know if I can say for sure on that one, but maybe. But what that does confirm is that Nintendo still cares about Splatoon and wants to make it an esport. So,
Wow.
Bill
and then-
Trin likes esports.
Beltran's a cool guy.
If they wanted esports,
Reggie might
they
not
would
like
push
him,
it
but
more
I
with
like him.
Smash, not Splatoon.
I kind of like Splatoon more as like, if I wanted to like play an esport, I'd want to play Splatoon.
Yeah, but Smash already has the user base.
Smash,
and it already has
Smash
a
is an
scene.
esport because it's a fighting game.
Well, not if you ask Nintendo.
It's a fighting
It's-
game.
the action platformer, right? That's what they call
Yeah,
it.
Action
right, yeah.
platformer.
Okay, so then at the end they have a bunch of people like say Nintendo Switch, and then it says coming March 2017, a
They
fact
did
that we
not
already
delay
knew.
it.
Fact that we already knew, and people said
people
it was
were-
going to be delayed, and I'm like, no, you're wrong. Why
Yeah,
would
thank
you?
God
Why?
didn't say coming August.
Like,
Oh,
I don't see why they would delay it because, like, it's not like people have to have like a 2-year lead time. That's not a thing
yeah.
in all the
Then they
industry. That's
could've-
only a thing in
then
the
they could've
console
tricked
industry, and I don't even know why it has become a thing because it
Who knows?
leads to poor sales of the current generation console. But the Wii U already sucks in sales, so
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
that's true.
Not like there are any games coming to Wii U, anyways.
Well,
Well, because they stopped
there's The
making
Legend of
games,
Zelda
'cause
Breath
the-
of the Wild.
Yes.
But why would I ever get Breath of the Wild on the Wii U when I know
'Cause it comes
there's
out a
never
month
been-
early.
So you can use 2 screens at once.
Since when does it come out a month early?
But will you
people are
even
hoping.
use the touch?
You
will
don't,
even use the
Mango. That
gamepad?
Anuma confirmed at E3 the bomb screen, like, unless you use it for off TV play, it won't do anything because he said they found it too distracting to look at that.
Hey,
In case of the
remember
underlap
the
while you
Game
play.
Awards? Remember the Game Awards? When
That was they scrapped that completely.
I thought it was a good
Breath of
idea.
the Wild has gone through a lot of design
It sure
changes.
has.
That's
Yeah.
why it
They've
didn't come
changed the
out,
release
you know,
date,
a year and
twice.
a half ago.
I particularly like when they changed the release date, when they had a direct in March where they were like showing off like Twilight Princess HD or whatever, or January, whenever it was, January or March, probably January. And they showed off Twilight Princess HD, and then they transitioned to Breath of the Wild, and it has 2016, and then the investor meeting comes in March, and they're like, yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're wrong.
We lied.
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
TM.
And you know, as long as it's a really good game, I can forgive them.
From what I've seen, what I've seen of the E3 footage, it's gonna be a really good game.
Yes.
Oh, so good. There was new trailers for it this week too that came out. Like
I heard about that, but I haven't seen them yet.
They were beautiful, and I cried. I was like, I want these now.
The things they've been doing from Breath of the Wild.
If I give you $1,000 up front right now, can I have a Switch in Breath of the Wild now?
No.
But I'll pay you $1,000.
Nintendo, you know what would be great promotion for your Nintendo Switch in Breath of the Wild?
What?
Giving it out just 2 months early to Zelda-thon.
I wish. I think MC would have a heart attack.
That'd be great.
And then you could call it Zelda-thon Switch.
No, we already have Cures, which I want to call Office of the Races because it's all racing basically.
All right. So that's the entirety of the trailer that they did. It was like 3.5 minutes, and then there was some supplemental info, like the name of the Joy-Con, the fact that the Pro Controller is called the Pro Controller, that there's a console and a dock, and then also all the software partners that have signed on saying, hey, we'll make things for the Nintendo Switch, at least at launch. Maybe not later, but, you know, at least at launch.
And it's bigger than the Wii U's.
Looking at you, EA. So, Soren, who are some of these software partners? You don't have to go through the list, but some
of these software partners are 505 Games, Activision Publishing Incorporated.
Oh my god.
Whoa,
Arc System Works Co-Limited.
So
I gotta explain what these games do as well, man. Or
yeah.
what these devs do.
Yeah.
I don't know
go through some of them.
What do they do? Who knows? Activision Publishing. They do your Blizzard stuff and your Call of Duty stuff. Did they do anything else? I don't think so.
They made Guitar Hero.
Oh, get the little Guitar Hero button.
Our Arc System Works. I recognize the name. Don't remember what to do. Atlas Co. Limited. No, I have no idea what they do, guys. Definitely not my.
Yeah, they definitely don't make all the Weeaboo games that he plays.
Audio Kinetic Incorporated. I think that's more Audio Driver.
Probably.
Stuff, actually. Autodesk Inc. They're making games, definitely.
Autodesk.
No,
AutoCAD's coming to the. Coming soon to your Nintendo Switch.
Super Automaker.
Yeah. That's actually something important, by the way. We don't know if it has a touchscreen or not, so who knows if Mario Maker's coming.
I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed.
Nintendo hasn't said anything.
It's not official that it has a touchscreen, but it has a touchscreen.
It probably has a touchscreen.
The only thing I've heard anywhere is that it has a touchscreen, but also I saw a post on Reddit the other day that somebody went to the. Oh God, I feel so bad that I don't know this. Is it Nintendo World? Is that the one that's in New York?
Yes.
Somebody went there. Somebody went there and they got a little, like a little stylus pen. You know, the capacitive ones that you get with your phone have a little soft bottom on it. They got one of those with the Nintendo brand on it.
Okay.
So if that's not like a confirmation, I don't know what is.
I mean, if they're putting a stylus in with it, they should make a real stylus, like how the Apple Pencil or the explosive phone work.
My question is,
but I feel like I don't think
a capacitive stylus like at Nintendo New York. Why would that be there? Is my question.
I don't think they want to focus on touch control either. Like,
I
think it's there for an option so you can control things like on the tablet if you need to. If like there's a home menu there or something, but
I don't think it's
going to be another gamepad.
I don't think it's primary because you won't always have the touchscreen.
Yeah, they're trying to stay away from you
because you can only see one screen at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you have the TV, sucks, can't use touchscreen.
Yeah.
All right, Soren, continue.
Right. Bandai Namco Inc. They make stuff.
They make
like
Mario
Pokemon,
Baseball,
and they also make
other games.
They also they do stuff.
Yeah. They help make Smash.
But Bethesda Softworks Limited.
They make Skyrim. Skyrim was in the trailer.
Skyrim.
Capcom Limited, another company I know absolutely nothing about.
They
They
make
made
Street
the Oracle
Fighter.
games.
I know what I know what Capcom's done. I'm being sarcastic because
Yeah.
I stream Capcom games frequently enough.
But you're
They
not
make
making-
Ace Attorney, right?
Yes, they.
Oh,
Well,
they
that's your
do.
game.
Are they going to make one for the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah,
Likely.
probably.
Yeah, I'll just go through the highlights here. DNA, which makes me think, does this mean that Nintendo's going to be porting some of their mobile titles to Switch?
Miitomo for Nintendo Switch.
Oh, maybe.
Then there's Electronic Arts, who maybe they won't bail this time.
Yeah, you know what?
Who knows?
Who knows?
You know, got to have that Mass Effect 3 and Need for Speed, and that's all they wrote.
Yep. From
Here,
Software.
From Software. So you got your
Dark
that's
Souls.
no, you got your Monster Hunter spin-off games. That's what From Software does for Nintendo usually.
Oh.
So possibly like Monster Hunter Story Sport.
I mean, if it's coming to Japan, it has Monster Hunter on it, so you know.
Yeah, I've heard that it also has Monster Hunter, most likely. I mean, this is all speculation.
Well, I mean,
Sources, but
Capcom
who
makes the
does?
main Monster Hunter series, but From Software has done some Monster Hunter spin-offs.
I mean, if it's coming to
Yes.
Japan, it has Monster Hunter. I mean, let's be real. They love them
And
some
for-
Monster Hunter.
No, I think the strangest entry on this entire list is Konami.
Oh,
Yeah,
you want
I saw
Pachinko
that
on
too, and I was
Pachinko
They
on
make
the Nintendo
games.
Switch? Pachinko on the Nintendo Switch.
They were also a partner for the Wii U, and I don't remember what Konami made for the Wii U. Like, did they publish
I don't think
Ninja
they
Gaiden
made-
or something?
Probably.
There was Ninja Gaiden 3.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look up what did they put out on the Wii U? Konami Wikipedia, Ninja Games.
While you do
There-
that, I'd like to mention like Telltale's on here, and Unity's on here, and Havoc is on here. I saw.
I would hope
tweet
so.
From Unreal Engine that
That's Epic.
Unreal Engine
Epic.
4 is that no? I think it's Unreal 4 is running on. Yeah, do I have it right here?
Well, yeah, Epic owns Unreal, and Epic was on the list. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there. May have that there. I'll post that link there.
Yeah, see, that's good. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Unreal
I
Engine
think
4.
that's-
Because I saw Epic Games on the list, and I'm like, so that probably means Unreal Engine's on it. So it's good.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of these games as Wii U launch titles. Wii U
Okay.
launched 2012, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. Games
Ninja Gaiden
Konami
3 came out.
Released in 2012. Beat Mania, IIDX20, Papa Music Sunny Park, Quiz Magic Academy, Kenja no Toriba, Sound Voltex Booth, Steel Chronicle Bay, Beat Mania, IIDX21 Spada.
We get the idea. We get the idea.
Okay.
Beat Mania.
So what else did they make? No, not.
Nothing. I do not know why they were on the Wii U list. They
So
didn't make a game.
So
Right.
who else is on board? Anyone else that's notable?
Well, there's
I know one.
level 5 games, so maybe some Professor Layton.
Oh.
I mean,
Platinum games, so Bayonetta
Platinum.
3.
Bayonetta 3, give it to me on
so
launch now.
surprised that Platinum Games is working, considering like Nintendo freaking like owns part of them.
Yeah.
They're so good.
They're like a second party developer.
I want like maybe like a Wonderful 101 sequel on the Switch.
You mean the
Sega.
Wonderful 102?
Wonderful 102.
Didn't Sega like already say they were making something for the
Yeah.
game?
Sonic
Sonic
2017
2017
project.
Oh yeah, the game I'm not
Yes.
gonna buy because it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna buy Sonic
Spike.
Mania instead.
Spike Chunsoft.
What do they make? Because I know that name.
Danganronpa.
They,
Oh the
Did
Shadow
they
Temple
also
game.
make
Conception.
enough Pokemon
believe-
titles?
Yeah, they make the
Yeah, they
Mystery
made
Dungeon
Conquest,
games.
didn't they?
I'm just looking at the Google search, and
What?
they have
Spike Chunsoft
RPGs.
makes Mystery Dungeon, really?
Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah.
also
they did.
on this list they also have The Witcher 3, which is
Oh.
because I know it's developed by CD Projekt Red, but it looks like it was published by
Okay.
not only them but also Bandai Namco, Spike Chunsoft, Warner Bros. All published it.
I do
I'm
not
not
think
sure
that the
if that's a
Nintendo Switch would be
Google
able.
thing or
I do
not.
not think the Nintendo Switch would be able to run The Witcher 3 on Ultra.
Well,
saying.
obviously it won't be on Ultra, but
I'm
I don't
just
know.
saying. I don't think
It would
it
be
has that
great
power.
if The Witcher 3 was playable on the Switch at all, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if because Skyrim's on it, and I think that's a big step for Nintendo for more mature audiences.
But,
But I
like,
think Witcher
Well, I mean,
3 is
do
even
you remember the
farther
Wii U
in
launch?
that direction.
It launched with Call of Duty, Assassin's
U.
Creed 3, Zombie U,
But
and
in
new
this
Super Mario Brothers U.
in this trailer, in their Skyrim footage, he swings the sword, and they don't even show the blood at all.
Yeah, because it's
Because
trailer's
it's a
rated
kid's
E for
trailer.
everyone.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm still, I don't know.
There might not be kids in the trailer.
But it's for kids.
They're still thinking of kids,
Yeah,
even
but
if
the
they
kids
want to
don't
appeal to
care.
all the millennials.
All right, I'm just gonna breeze you a few more developers. Square Enix.
Final Fantasy.
See for
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Please.
That's a
Take-Two
PlayStation
in-
franchise.
Take-Two Interactive, so Rockstar.
So NBA 2K.
Rockstar and 2K basically. Tokyo RPG Factory, aka Square Enix Part 2. Ubisoft and
Ubisoft.
I'm really
I wanna
looking
talk
forward to
about-
that Unity game.
The Unity game, yeah.
Unity's developing.
I want to talk about Ubisoft for a sec here.
All right, go ahead.
So back at E3, they announced Just Dance 4 for the end for what was then the for the I keep wanting to say call it the Twitch. The new console is not the streaming website. It's Twitch. They confirmed Just Dance 4. So does that mean that the Joy-Con grips are motion controlled like the Wiimotes for Just Dance 4?
I guarantee you
Insane.
that they have
Short answer,
they
yes.
have motion
Yeah, this is
controls
what my
in them.
friends have been going over too. Like, think of you can emulate a Wii game or something, and you
Right.
slide the things off, and then you have your Wiimote and your nunchuck.
Motion controls are too good for certain things, like steering in Mario Kart, or for
Oh yeah. Oh.
or for like gyroscope camera, like
Oh.
And just
like
precision aiming, like in Splatoon.
Mhm.
yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like I was playing the Pokemon demo, and it told me, "Oh, just use the circle pad to aim the thing." I'm like, "No, you use the gyroscope," and I just used the gyroscope.
Yeah.
Like that is the correct way to aim. So I guarantee you, there's got to be like gyroscope stuff in there.
Do you play Pokemon Go with the AR on?
I
God
do,
no.
but I haven't played
No.
Pokemon Go in a long time.
Yeah, I turned it off. It's a lot easier without it. Yeah.
So those are the software
The
partners.
Joy-Cons have a lot of potential in them for what they might be able to do, or they'll just be disappointing and they won't do anything.
So what buttons
special.
do the Joy-Cons have? They have
No D-pad.
4
They-
face buttons on one
8
side.
face buttons.
Well, on the right, those are labeled A, B, X, Y, and on the left, they are labeled arrow, 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 arrow.
Up,
The
down,
fake-
left, right.
Yes.
Big D-pad.
So there's no plus control pad on the Joy-Cons.
Aw.
There is one on the Pro Controller, so thank God.
Yes.
We can
It
play our
feels
2D
so-
platformers in peace.
It feels so foreign not having a D-pad on those controllers. Though.
Nintendo invented the plus control pad.
Yeah, they did.
But it makes
Official
sense
name.
why they did it.
Yeah, I get why they did it, because they want them to be universal for when you...
Yeah.
Except they won't be because of the way the bumpers and triggers are, but...
Yeah, I see
regardless.
the way, like, what they're going for. I'm not sure how many people will actually use that feature where you
Yeah, I
share
don't know.
the little thing with your friend. I don't know if that will be a thing that happens all the time.
Yeah.
But
I think it'd be great for like airplanes and stuff. Like if you got a friend traveling with you and you can.
Oh yeah.
it's definitely better than if they just put a D-pad there
Yeah.
and they said, "Yeah, here's your controller."
What it
Have
does
fun
is
with
it
that.
makes it easy to immediately do multiplayer out of the box without packaging another controller.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Which, if I were to guess, they aren't going to sell Joy-Con separately, but they are going to just sell Pro Controllers.
Okay.
No,
Here's something.
think
Here's
they
something
have to.
Here's something I was also wondering, just like, that I thought about while watching the trailer. What if somebody like gets really excited or something or mad, and they just throw their little Joy-Con.
And they're taking a trip
like,
to the
they
Nintendo
throw
Online
it,
store.
right? They just
Yeah.
throw
Well,
it like really
Nintendo
far
stuff
away.
is like super drop tested.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
things somebody to.
Yeah, no,
but
I'm not saying,
I
like,
wanna.
what if you lose it? What if you're like, at the airport and you throw it and
And
then
you
it, like,
call
gets blown up?
1866 Mario or whatever. The number that's on the back of all of the
No,
Nintendo
here's the
products
thing.
ever.
Here's the thing. I think they are going to sell the Joy-Con separately because if you notice, the Joy-Con grip also has a LED display with 4 lights on it.
Oh, that's true. They have
Oh,
two.
that's
It has
true.
2 LED displays with 4 lights on.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
two LED displays with 4 lights, which is
Which
interesting.
means that 2 people could be holding the Joy-Con grip at the same
I
time.
guess so.
Which makes
Oh my
no
goodness.
sense at all.
No,
The new
no, I
version
don't-
of
no,
shared
okay.
controller.
I don't think that's supposed to be the player number. I guess it could be.
That is
maybe.
what that's
I
the
feel
player
like
number.
But the Pro
Mm.
controller has the same display at the bottom
it's
of
on
it.
the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the Wii U Pro controller has that same thing.
I feel like it's. I
Yeah.
don't know. I want to say it's to show the charge, but I don't know. Why
No.
they do it.
No, they
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
do
don't know.
that.
Okay.
And then here's another thing that I was talking about with my friends with these. If you're playing with it disconnected, like he is on the airplane playing Skyrim, right? He's holding them separately, individual in each hand. How is this going to affect the battery life? Because you'd have to think, okay, so
My guess is
each controller has to have a battery in it.
that
And then the
those
tablet
controllers
has to
are
have a
gonna
battery in it.
the controllers are gonna last forever because
Wii U Pro controller.
like they're gonna
Oh,
last.
yeah.
Bluetooth LE is good enough now that you can do it. The tablet's gonna last like 2 hours.
Remember the good old Wii remotes? They lasted like maybe 5 hours. You're lucky.
They also
Now
took
that we're
double
talking
A's.
about the battery life, I wonder if it will be possible to charge the tablet individual of having a dock.
Probably.
I
It has to
guarantee
They don't
it
show
has
us a
to.
lot, but
They don't show us any wires, like even for the docking station.
I think you
Yeah.
have to do that because
What if
people
you
are gonna
take it
bring
on
it
a-
with you on a trip without the dock.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you're going to Hawaii and you just bring the tablet and then
Right.
you use it for 2 hours, then you just have a brick.
Right.
Yeah, it's just one of those. They don't show all the wires because wires are ugly in
Right.
trailers.
This is a 3.5-minute trip. No, they did
I
show a
do wanna
wire.
mention something,
Excuse
'cause
me.
You're
They
bringing
showed
up
the headphone
traveling,
jack.
and like Toon also touched on this earlier with like losing a Joy-Con, but this thing looks much more fragile than your typical Nintendo console.
Because it looks like a real technology device and
Yeah,
not something made for
It
kids.
looks like it. I don't think it will be in practice, but I'm definitely glad they're going for something that just looks like a piece of technology rather
Yeah.
than a toy.
Mhm.
I do kind of wish that they had like I had some sort of hope for its drop test durability. It is a Nintendo console, so I guess that kind of does that. But
Yeah. Well, I'm sure
Mhm.
there'll be plenty of videos on YouTube where people like hit them with a hammer.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Can
so
you
we,
microwave this?
so after that trailer came out and the list of like developers came out, Nvidia came out and said, "Hey, we're making the Tegra chip inside. By the way, Emily Rogers was right." So
Super Metal Dave sucks.
yeah,
That's-
basic.
That's pretty exciting. I think it has a lot of potential as long as it's like good and not.
Tegra chips, or the recent Tegra chips, have been like
Mm-hmm.
surprisingly powerful for what they are. They had the Shield tablet, which had a battery recall, but then it was fixed and then it was better.
Yeah, hopefully
And it was pretty
the Switch
powerful.
doesn't explode. That would
Oh
be
my
nice
god.
if it
Oh.
didn't do that.
Well, I don't think any Shield tablets exploded, but they like found a problem and they like preemptively recalled a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then they had the Shield TV, like the Android TV box that runs a Tegra X1, and it can play games decent enough. It can actually play in 4K. I do
it
not.
also streams games, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can do like the Nvidia like game stream
Yeah,
stuff.
and the Switch is running the game on the tablet.
Right.
When you plug it into the dock, it uses extra power.
We don't know.
We don't know what the dock does except
I
it has.
assume the dock will act like when you take like a
Well,
Surface
like-
Book, you can attach it to the keyboard to gain more processing power.
Yeah,
and
we
such.
we touched on
Yes.
this last week, where we set up patent for the dock that like I told you would have been important.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Last
I
week,
was-
I thought it was 2 days ago.
Oh well, yeah. Sorry, I'm
A
in the
solid
mindset of
48
this is a
hours
weekly
ago.
show.
it's seeming that the tablet is intended to be the brain of the Switch, and it's the thing that holds, you know,
Yes.
75-80% of the power. And then you put it in the dock, and then that gives it the extra push it needs to hit
1080p, yeah.
and put it on your TV and do all that stuff.
Because
So
I presume that the screen on the tablet is just 720p, which is not particularly good according to smartphone and tablet standards, but it's fine for games.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think it'll be okay for games and not reading, you know, tiny font.
Exactly.
Even though games, you know, have tiny font.
Sure, but they're gonna be relevant that have to be played on this. I mean, I guess Wii U had that problem too.
Yes.
But
I mean, the gamepad wasn't in 720. Like, we have our HD tablet.
Right.
That will probably be clean, and it's at a good size. It's a little bigger than the gamepad screen.
Is it? I don't know. We know a size, but I think
the gamepad screen is 6.2 inches, and
that's what all the rumors said for the
thing.
Yeah.
For the tablet. I've heard that it was at like 6.7.
I mean, that might be true. I don't know.
Either way, it's around the size of
the gamepad.
It can't be that small, but you know, it's
more of that space is being used for screen real estate, which is the important part.
Yeah.
So there's a pretty thick border on the tablet, but that's just a thing that happens.
I wonder, like, if the tablet functions without any Joy-Cons, because if you see the tablet, like, it has like little cutouts for where you put in the slide in the Joy-Cons, so it feels like it might be like a little awkward to hold. But I also feel like you want to watch Netflix on it.
I see what you mean, especially with like the kickstand. You know, you just put it down.
Right. And if you want to watch Netflix on it, you don't need those controllers. So
yeah. Well, okay. I don't know, because when the guy at the very beginning of the trailer, it's sitting in the dock without the Joy-Cons because he's using it on the grip.
Right.
So I don't know what happens if you slide it out without, you know, the Joy-Cons on the side.
Like,
but supposedly, you know, technically, like, it has a touchscreen, but I feel like you wouldn't even be able to open a home menu without using the little Joy-Cons, because that is on the right.
Oh yeah, I just realized there's no. The home button is on the Joy-Con.
Well,
I feel like that was a bad design decision.
Well, I think they're trying to keep the tablet sleek.
Yeah, I understand that.
And not have any hardware buttons.
Speaking of buttons,
I mean, I guess there are buttons on the top.
They have the power and the volume slider. That's it.
Yeah.
Or the volume rocker, rather.
Mm-hmm. So speaking.
Oh, actually,
buttons,
I want to point that out. They have a volume rocker instead of a stupid slider.
Anyone remember the DSi? It had a volume rocker.
It did.
It was kind of terrible because
flat.
Yeah. 3DS. I like the volume slider on the 3DS. I can dig it.
But 3DS is a good thing.
I like the precision that a rocker allows.
So, anyway, speaking of buttons, we have to talk about buttons that aren't face buttons.
Can I talk about my special button that I found?
After we address the plus, minus, and other buttons.
Yes.
Can I talk about the tiny D-pad?
Yeah, the tiny D-pad.
So
do it right now.
The plus and minus buttons are weird. They're at the top of the Joy-Cons and also the top of the other things.
This was also my
pluses and minuses.
My initial thought that this was an interesting design decision, but then I realized that, you know, on the Xbox and the PS4 controllers, that's where those buttons are. On the DualShock 4, you know, you have your share and options.
Why are they shaped like a plus and like a minus?
Okay, that one I don't think is necessary. I think they could have just
also, like, are they like rubber buttons like the start and select of the Super Nintendo? Like, I think that's what they are.
It looks like it. They look like they're little
rubber buttons.
I think they're just gonna be plastic, but they're there so you can just reach up and hit them. You want to pause, you just move your thumb over. You don't need to like go wherever. Just.
But then, in addition to the plus and minus buttons, there's mystery button on the left Joy-Con.
The square button.
Yeah, the button which Emily Rogers says is a share button.
Directly opposite the home button.
Yeah, and Emily Rogers says it's a share button from her leaks in like a long time ago.
A share button?
She's probably right again.
Yeah. What does I think they should probably call it like if they want to like do all like the brand awareness, they could call it the Miiverse button, but I don't think they're going to do that.
Miiverse, but no, it's the Miitomo button.
No. But they could,
press the button and have a randomly generated question and be asked to you.
And get candy for it.
Also, where do you put the amiibo? Do you put it on the tablet screen, like through the screen?
Like the 3DS.
There's been a recent
put it on the back
thing filed for a new device.
Yeah, it could be in the Joy-Con that the guy has the very start of the trailer.
Yeah, the grip. Put in
the grip. There's just an empty middle space that could be it.
It could be in there, but I feel like they also might want to put it like underneath the screen.
Yeah,
but I don't know how easy.
So you can use it on the go.
Nintendo, I don't know, like a month or something back, they filed for a new FCC device that used NFC. So
yeah, well, the thing is, you have to think from both perspectives, right? If you're at home, you don't want to have your Amiibo reader in the screen because your screen's in the dock.
Right. So my guess is it's in both.
Two. Yeah.
So
we'll see what they do with Amiibo.
Yeah. I mean, we know they're going to keep making them because they like money.
Yeah, we one for every Pokemon soon.
I also like how they low-key said, don't worry, Amiibo are still here in the trailer by just having the figures next to the console in one shot.
That was a nice little message that I wish they did a little more maybe, but I'm satisfied with what we got.
So what do we think? How do we think they're going to sell it, and what do you think they're going to sell it for?
Okay, before we get there, I just want to talk about my little button.
Okay, yes.
Go right ahead.
So throughout the trailer, right, they're constantly putting these Joy-Cons on and off of the tablet, onto the grip. And they're constantly sliding these things on and off. And I'm wondering, how is that going to work, because in the trailer, it just looks like they pull them up and they come off. And I'm thinking if, you raise your arms up, gravity is just going to pull the tablet down from the middle of these two things. So I went and watched the trailer, and I really slowed it down and really looked at it, and it looks like right next to the triggers, under them, there's a little button that most likely releases them from the side so they don't just slip off.
Oh,
I think that's pretty interesting. I really looked. It looks like there's just a little black release thing.
Yeah, so my guess is you slide it in and it's just slide and then it clicks at the final second and you do that to undo the click.
It makes the little Nintendo Switch noise.
Yeah, it makes the click noise. So, yeah, that's probably true. Also, are those analog triggers? Probably. I hope so.
So back to pricing.
We didn't talk about the shoulder or the trigger.
Oh yeah, so there's bumpers and triggers. There's LR and ZLZR.
Are the triggers analog or are they digital?
They look analog.
We don't know. They could be either way.
To me, they look very similar to the ones in the DualShock 4.
That's what I'm thinking. It looks like they could just go down.
See,
they could go into it.
They don't look like the Wii U gamepads, which are very much digital.
Yeah, they also have a little more of a curve than the gamepad.
I think the main thing to point out here is that they're not directly fused to the back. There seems to be a little gap underneath the base of it.
That's the main thing I'm looking at right there. Especially if they want to port GameCube, not port, but Virtual Console GameCube. Yeah. They want to have the analog.
Right.
So one last physical feature we probably should highlight is the massive exhaust fan.
Oh, I mentioned that.
The what?
This freaking fan. This tablet has a fan in it. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. What?
You didn't know this?
You didn't know that? On the top of the tablet, they're
there's a big old fan intake.
I see it now. Oh wow.
Yeah. So, that's a little telltale sign that
it
has enough power to warrant.
My guess is when it's portable, they're going to try and make it as much as possible, not have to use the fan very much or spin it low. But then when it's docked, they're willing to spin it more.
Yeah.
So it'll probably overclock when you're docked, as well as drop from the GPU inside the dock.
I can only really think of one other major tablet that has a fan in it, and it's because it has an Intel chip, and that's the Surface. But
But that's even more than tablet. That's like a pretty
Right. It's a laptop that
Yeah.
masquerades as a tablet. That's what it is. So, what are we doing now? Pricing and
Pricing.
what comes with it?
pricing.
Let's
Ooh.
pricing first, and then we can like bundle what comes with all that.
All right. Well, I mean, that's kind of the same thing.
Well, let's start standard.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Well, all right. If you go to Nintendo.com and you look at their main page, the pictures they have are the dock, the tablet, the left and right Joy-Cons, and the Joy-Con grip.
Well,
That's gonna be what it is.
And they
That's
show
better
the
pictures.
Yeah.
package.
they
For
show
better
the Pro
picture
controller,
goes
but they
to,
say it's optional very specifically
Mhm.
in the press release.
For better pictures, just go to the Japanese account actually,
Oh,
or
their
the Japanese
Twitter?
website. They've got like
Oh, their
or, no,
website.
the Japanese Joy-Con press release site.
Let's see.
Oh, this website
Nintendo.co.jp.
Better than the US website.
Yeah, I
It's
really
so
like the Japanese
Japanese.
website.
That's
Now I can, and then Google will translate it for me. Yes.
probably.
Yes. Mostly.
This
Okay.
website's really good.
So they're showing us the dock, the tablet, and the Joy-Con with the grip.
Goody poo.
Oh my
That's-
goodness, sorry.
That's gonna be our, basic package.
Yeah.
Most likely around, $299.
Yeah.
Well, as Wall Street Journal reporter who comments on Nintendo a lot, Takashi Mochizuki says he believes that the Switch will come with the Joy-Con left and right and the dock, and he's not sure about the grip.
The grip
other than
has
that,
to come with it.
he
has
kept
to
under
be.
wraps.
If it doesn't come with the grip, you can't play any games on the TV.
Sure you can.
Unless,
You
I
don't
guess
need
you
a
could
grip.
just
You-
hold them
you- you could-
individually.
You
That's
can
just
airport style
no.
it. You can
Yeah.
airport style
It's
it.
gonna come with the grip.
I
So
It has to.
yeah,
That would be a bad move on their part because people already complain that like the Wiimote and things aren't traditional enough controllers. So in order to gather the audience of like other gamers from like other consoles, they're going to need to make sure they have the grip.
Mhm.
They have,
I
like, a
don't think
normal
I don't
controller.
think they would try to sell like the standard control scheme on a TV as these two loose.
yeah.
bits.
Yeah, no.
So if I had to guess the pricing and what comes with it, I'm gonna go with $299 as the main, like the starting price. $299,
Mhm.
and then that would come with the tablet, the dock, the Joy-Cons, because that's kind of like the controller,
Yep.
Yeah.
and maybe the grip.
I'm
Now-
gonna say.
now
But then I
yes,
think-
grip.
And I think there's going to be a second model for either 350 or 400, which has
Before
more
you go
storage
there,
and
Hold
also
on.
and guaranteed the grip.
but before you go there, you have
And
to
a
think
game.
about the storage size on these.
So
I've seen
yes.
leaks that say 32 gigabytes.
Emily
which is
Rogers says
extremely
32
small.
gigs. I think that's going to be the base
Super
storage.
small. Yeah. Now, what you can do with the Wii U is, plug in your external storage or an SD card.
I
And
bet
it
there's
seems like
I
that's
bet
what they're
there's a
going
micro
for.
SD card slot.
It has to be because they can't really do.
I mean, you can still do a hard drive, but it would only
Well,
work
the
when
thing
you're
is with
docked.
that is if the memory and everything like that is inside the tablet, and you have your hard drive through the dock, if you disconnect
Yep.
the tablet, you lose access to the hard drive.
Exactly.
Well,
That's true.
it is worth pointing out in the patent that we read the other day. It said that the dock, their idea for the dock was that it could contain its own separate memory and offhand memory to the dock itself. So with that in mind, like you could say, okay, I'm going on a trip. Which of my downloaded games do I want to take with me?
I
But
see
the
what
issue
you mean.
with
You
that
could
is like
move
if all
the
your save
files.
data, if you put save data on the, you have to make sure all save data is it's cartridges. So all save data would have to be on the cartridge
No.
inside the
No.
tablet.
But if you
We're going
download a
internet,
game,
man.
Oh yeah,
If
if
you
you
download a
download
game.
it,
Welcome-
then
welcome
it's
to
like
the
you
digital
disconnect
world.
and it's like
that would
rip.
be interesting actually. If you could have, the data on the dock, and then you could have a UI where you
But-
just switch what's on the tablet.
But what about those people who only
do
buy
you
downloads?
trust-
Like they can never use the mobile portion of
No,
the
no, they
console.
can.
Do
They
you
could-
trust
they would just
Nintendo
have
to
to
make a good
choose.
UI for that?
Oh, they have
You
to,
just have to choose one or two at a
and
time.
they'd have to have a easy way for the console to switch where they're storing the
Ding.
memory for all these games.
Like you could probably fit like 4 or 5, full size Switch games probably on the tablet, and
You're
then
slipping.
Right.
You're slipping, Soren.
I'm slipping?
You almost said NX.
Yeah.
I know. Can we just call it the NS?
No.
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 You gotta call it the
Um,
Nintendo Switch.
The
How-
Nintendo Switch? Really? What a creative name. I really sure like this Nintendo Switch.
It's like Twitch, but with less tea and more soda.
Yes.
Sure.
Get it?
All right, moving on to packages.
Packages.
Going
think-
back to packages.
Packages, bundles.
I think it's
Bundles.
there's going to
money.
be a basic one with less storage, and a better one with a game and more storage, and maybe
I don't know about a game,
I don't-
maybe.
no. They want to
but
package
They
games
did that
with
for
it.
the Wii U, right? They had the
That's-
basic and they
yeah.
had the deluxe, and then they gave
Mhm.
up on the basic like extremely
Yes.
Yeah.
soon.
But
I don't think they're gonna do something like that again.
No.
but there.
I mean, Mango, I think that you're probably getting this dual setup idea probably from that Reddit leak. And let's just say right here, we don't believe that Reddit leak anymore. It feels really off with the
But
current branding display
what?
for this.
But what I'm saying is that Nintendo has lately been really keen to sell their consoles with games.
Yeah,
every
they
Wii
can
U
do that in
bump-
the basic package though.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
face
Yeah,
it, you're
they
going to
could.
have to buy a game anyways.
But
Right.
every console bundle since the Wii U basic package, every console bundle they've had except that, like for the Wii U, has had a game in it.
yeah,
There has
they
to be
could come with
something
the
that
basic
has,
too.
you know, the basic set, and then you get a Pro controller and you get Breath of the Wild. That would be.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
coming with Breath of the Wild. I think that's an upsell.
Yeah, because
know
how much
you'll
they
buy
push
it.
Breath-
They know you'll
yeah,
buy
they'll
it.
know we'll buy it.
So it's gonna
That's
come with.
fair.
It's probably gonna come with New Super Mario Brothers Switch or something.
I would be okay with that too. If
Yeah.
I can get a game, I just want to get a bundle with a Pro controller. I didn't get the Pro controller for the Wii U.
I don't
And
think
I
there's
think-
gonna be any bundle
think
that
that's
comes with the Pro
okay.
controller. I
Yeah,
think
what
that's gonna
I
be an
think is
accessory.
in my head is the standard bundle will be dock, tablet, Joy-Con, and grip, and then the upgrade will then be the Pro controller.
They're not
and-
selling the Pro controller in a bundle. There's no way.
They totally would. A launch bundle, they would.
There's no way they'll do that.
But they know that's what people want.
And
I
if
know,
if
and they knew that
increase
was
the
what-
price. They could be like, "Here's the
Yeah.
Pro controller and the game in this bundle at launch,"
But like
which
they
makes
know
sense that they did with the Wii U because they had the basic one, and the upgrade came with it was stands for the gamepad, but it was still stand for some more accessories.
one of them had a charger.
and
in it.
Nintendo Land with the bundle, so it makes.
I bought
sense
that
for
one.
the game again.
I got that launch day, 8 a.m. Target. It's great.
Yeah, so like, there's definitely gonna be more accessories with a bundled version, which makes me think they'll have to do Pro controller, and
I
they'll
don't
have
think
a
they're doing
game
Pro
at
controller.
launch.
They're not doing Pro controller. It will come with a game. Won't come with a Pro controller. Can't do it.
It's gotta. There's
not-
gonna be other accessories to go with it.
I mean, they're gonna
That's
gonna
how
have
they've
more
always
stuff,
done it.
but I think the more stuff is gonna be a game, and maybe I don't know, maybe more storage.
I feel like they're going to like
Or like
make
an SD
both
card.
Flat. I don't know. They might just be like, when we had two different like storage types with the Wii U launch, it wasn't the best, and we got rid of it on the end. So we might just make a flat storage rate, so we don't have to worry about like different production consoles again.
I mean, that's just like changing out a chip. That's not hard.
It's still like more they have to do on their end, and they can just say, "Here's the flat one. If you want more,
Yeah.
buy it yourself."
Also, there's like no confirmed like SD card slot or anything.
That's
But
true.
I think there really should be like a micro SD card slot because that's worked really well for the 3DS.
Yes.
Like
But it's also how people have hacked the 3DS.
this.
If it's-
No, they've hacked the 3DS because there was a game with ninjas and cubes.
Yeah, but you can't
And
like
QR
save any of the
codes.
hacks to the 3DS you can't do anything permanent without an SD card.
Sure, but I don't know. I really like that I put a 64 gigabyte SD card into my new Nintendo 3DS editor, and now I can put all of my games on it, except the ones I buy physically, which is not many on the 3DS anymore because I like having games digital, and
I like
also
physical.
and also that they didn't sell Rhythm Heaven Megamix as a physical copy.
Oh. So,
okay.
What's next to talk about?
What? So these
Like,
freaking
I think
cartridges.
Cartridges, good. Can
I
store
think-
more than disc. End of story. Move on.
Well, no, we're still talking about this. Don't rush through this. We got time.
Well, it's a. You can't do please clean your disc. That's all we need to know.
Well, sure, but you also can't play CDI games on it.
Well, and you can't do that with most consoles.
Yeah,
And your leads could get rusted.
yeah,
Don't blow on your cartridges, kids.
yeah. So
Wait, what?
it's metal.
Oh.
So they look sort of like differently sized, smaller, like 3DS cartridges with fewer contacts.
Yeah.
But they seem like really small. Like they look like the size of like smaller than like a Vita cartridge.
They also looked a bit thicker to me.
Yeah, they
Let
look
me-
a bit
Let me
thicker.
hold a Vita cartridge in my hand and see what I think with the Vita cartridge in my hand. Is it
Here we
way
go.
smaller? Then,
Look at this.
yeah, this looks about the right width, I'd say,
Yeah.
but
See?
it's probably like 4 to 8 times as thick. 'Cause
Yeah.
the Vita cartridges are really, really thin.
Yeah, because the Nintendo Switch cartridges seem a little thicker. I wonder if that's because they're using like multiple layers of PCBs, or if they just wanted to make thicker plastic.
Both. Both style and practicality.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the 3DS cards; they're pretty thick, and I feel like that's more just for not losing them, because like,
Oh, yeah.
Well,
you
I
leave
mean,
a Vita card out, you will lose this thing.
I mean,
man.
originally it was because it was 2004, and they needed to make a DS
But
cartridge.
for like a 3DS.
and
I
then
guess they
the
had to make it backwards compatible. But...
Yeah. So, although the Nintendo DS was the first real console to use like the digital, just like a, like storage chip as a game
Mhm.
cartridge, as opposed to like the Game Boy Advance and prior, which all used like
Board
programmable stuff and crazy chips, and that's how the SNES made things good. So, yeah, but it's clear we're living in the age of abundant flash media, because this is how we're getting our games.
Going old school here. We're going back to cartridges like Ocarina
no,
of Time
no,
64.
this is not how it works.
No.
I remember seeing.
I actually really hate how it was like, oh man, it's so retro. No, it's
No,
not.
it isn't.
It's not. It's really
It's
modern.
kinda-
Flash storage.
It is.
I remember
The
seeing
word,
like
the word cartridge just sounds old school, and people
Yeah.
will use it for this.
that's why they call them game cards.
Card, short for cartridges. Haha.
No, like with a D, card.
Okay.
That's
Only
also what
for
they.
the
That's also
Nintendo
what they.
Switch.
That's also what they called the Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS, physical things. They called them game cards, as opposed to all of the ones which had the weird chips in them, which they called game packs, PAK.
Packs.
Yeah, game
PAX
packs versus
East.
game cards. So that's fun Nintendo trivia.
Will we
for it.
see the wait? When are the demos going out the stores again? Wasn't that like
It's-
February?
I mean, they're probably coming out in February anyway, because that's when you do that. I remember the Wii.
When's PAX
there wa-
East?
PAX East is in like April or May.
Oh, is there any convention? Oh,
PAX
there's so many
South.
conventions before. And, is PAX South before the launch of Switch?
Yeah, it's in January, right?
Oh, they could do something there.
Soren,
then.
you went there, right? Did you go to PAX South?
I went to PAX South 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's in January.
I
right?
don't know when it is this year though.
2 years.
Alexa,
I
when
mean-
is PAX South?
Sorry, I can't find the answer to the question.
Well, Alexa doesn't know.
Let's see, PAX South, January 27th.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See, that's gonna be. I bet that's gonna be after a direct. I think they're.
Oh,
okay.
for sure.
I think they're doing some sort of like direct or like press event where they're gonna announce like price bundles launch window in January, because they always
then-
do that 2 months ahead. They've done it with the Wii U 2 months ahead. They did it in September. They announced Nintendo TV
So is that
in
when
that. It was a,
pre-orders are going to go live then?
yes. And
Gotcha.
and they did that with the Wii in September. They did a thing. They showed off all the Wii channel stuff and the Mi channel and stuff. And they
That's
did
what,
that in September of
I'm really
2006.
curious about for the Switch.
You're
The
slipping.
OS.
Oh my god, the OS, Nintendo. Nintendo, please.
What?
Please make it good.
The Switch OS.
Like, I've seen so many mock-ups on Reddit over the past month.
Of people that don't know how to design an operating system?
Yeah, and I'm just like, half this stuff looks like crap. I like some elements from some of them.
Yeah.
But
I think if they're smart, they take after what they've been working forward towards with the 3DS, because they've been doing a really good job at iterating the 3DS OS. They've been adding features. Like, they should keep themes, because themes are a good feature. They should keep the Nintendo Badgercade, because I like the Nintendo Badgercade.
The only problem I have with the Badge Arcade is that it takes way too long to load.
It does.
Ooh.
And this is a problem they need to solve.
Extremely long time.
And
As far as themes go, I have a Xenoblade theme on my 3DS, and it's great.
I think I'm running a Retro City Rampage theme, because it's like all like retro 8-bit.
Does it have like custom sounds? That's
It
like
does.
That's the best part of the theme.
I'm currently running the Phoenix Wright themes that come with the DLC.
Of
Yeah.
course you are.
That seems like
Of course, Soren
Of
would do
course
that.
you are.
What else would Soren
You're
ever
helping.
do?
You're helping my Soaring Chris stereotype.
But it came free with the.
Did you ever beat the new one?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Like-
Congratulations. Did you use a guide?
No.
Well, you used me once, which I used the guide to help you.
And
Anyway.
I thought I already clicked that option, and I was very angry with myself.
Bad soaring.
I guess.
Okay, so what we're talking about? I don't remember. Oh yes, the OS.
Yeah, the OS.
So Nintendo needs to make it fast. Nvidia makes a good chip. They make a fast chip. Nintendo should take advantage of that.
I mean,
Will they?
Isn't that just the GPU though, or is that what the?
I mean,
the
that all
CPU
has
is
to do with
too?
software
Is it all one
design.
thing? Okay.
And they could do something really good there.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have a really efficient and fast OS. I actually like what Nintendo does with their home screen more so than the other,
Yeah.
current generation consoles. I like,
But
because
they
it's like a phone, right? You just have all your apps on. Yeah,
Right.
you just have everything on a grid. On the other consoles, you have this menu that you have to scroll through, and like,
I absolutely detest the PlayStation 4 menu. Like, I can never remember where
Oh my
anything
God.
is.
I look at screenshots and videos, and then you're like, how is this usable?
yeah, the Wii U home menu, like, it's not the fastest thing, but it's really great how it's
It
laid
does.
out. And you have folders you can put stuff in. It's great.
Folders.
And then there's
If
the
they just
Xbox
copy-
One where they redid it last year, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's better than the PS4 because it's like organized. But
Yeah, if they have just something like the Wii U or the 3DS, I mean, they're pretty much the same, but
I
it'd
think
be fine.
the 3DS is far superior in terms of OS.
Yeah, I mean, it has themes, it has badges.
and I think it's
has-
mostly because they've actually cared about iterating it.
Yeah,
Like the Wii U, they added folders once.
And they
And
made
then-
sure it wasn't as bad as it was at launch.
Yeah. And then they did nothing. The 3DS, they did small updates, and then they did a big update, and then they did another one.
and then a couple small updates.
Yeah. So, like, and then they made a new system to make it faster. So, like, they should take after the 3DS OS.
That's
But
that's
make
the
it-
main thing. That's the main thing with
The real
Switch.
thing they have to do is
So much
not limit me to.
potential.
They can't limit me to 6 Wi-Fi networks.
Yeah,
It's not
there's so
enough
much
Wi-Fi
potential.
networks.
They just need to like execute it properly, and it can be amazing. But if they screw it up and they just do all these dumb things that Nintendo has done in the past,
Yeah.
then it's not going to be as great as
And
it,
I feel
it
like-
could and should be.
I feel like people are still going to criticize like the online features, but I feel like
Yeah.
Nintendo is going to be better at online this time because
I've read a thing that said they might be going back to friend codes.
No.
they've
No.
already
No.
given that
That's
up.
not a good thing. I wouldn't see that happening. That'd be
But like
pretty-
I think if they do stuff with their online, I think they're gonna keep Miiverse, but keep like the new version of Miiverse, which is all about screenshots and stuff, and like maybe add like video clips or something.
they'll either make a new version of Miiverse that's like that's more centered around what they want, or
Well, they
they'll
did-
just
they did a
complete-
redo-
Yeah, I know exactly. They
redone
just redid
Miiverse.
it. That, or they're just gonna completely port it over and just
In
have
fact,
it right there.
Mango, what you were saying with video clips, that works really well with the share button. Like they can have like a capture card like delay, so like you press the share button and it replays the last 10 seconds.
You know what NVIDIA is really good at?
Replay.
That?
Yeah, that. See also NVIDIA Shadow Play.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, Miiverse already works like, a share button.
yeah.
You share your screen. You can't share videos, but I'm sure you'll be able to do that on
Yeah. And I think they should add live streaming support, but I don't think they're going to do that. So you can Twitch on Switch.
That's a mouthful.
Twitch on Twitch.
Yes, exactly.
Also, think of somebody just taking.
So wait. Can you watch a Switch Twitch stream on your Switch?
Yes, probably. If there's a web browser.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be a web browser.
I'm sure there will be a web browser.
Yep.
And
Maybe
it'll be running NetFront browser NX. All comes full circle.
It all comes together.
I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, they'll probably they'll most likely have support from YouTube, Hulu, Netflix, Amazon.
Maybe Netflix will actually add profiles to this version of their app because the Wii U doesn't have profiles.
Does it still not have profiles?
No, it doesn't.
I don't use the Wii U Netflix app.
Oh wait, no, it has profiles. You can switch.
Wait, it does?
You can switch?
Yes. I watched
Soren,
Black.
you're bad.
I watched
Well,
Black
let me put it
Mirror
this way.
on the Wii U's Netflix app.
The Wii U Netflix app, the Wii and Netflix app rather, had profiles at least 6 months before the Wii U Netflix app did.
Okay, the Wii U Netflix app is pretty much like the desktop experience. Like, it's pretty much the same thing.
Well, Soren, you're forgetting the fact that the Wii Netflix app used to come on a disc in the mail.
Oh.
So,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. They didn't post it on the Wii Shop channel for a solid year.
It's like, how did the disc work? Did you have to put the disc in anytime you wanted to watch something?
Yeah, you put it in, it plays this game, and then you
connects
Netflix.
it to the internet.
Yeah.
Well,
it doesn't work anymore. You have to use the app.
Yeah. Well, doesn't internet not work on the Wii?
No, you can use the shop channel.
Oh, well, that's.
And Netflix.
Oh.
Netflix doesn't go through Wii Connect 24 or whatever.
Yeah, it goes through Netflix.
Okay.
Because Netflix is Netflix.
So you can watch Black Mirror Season 3 in 480p on your Wii.
Oh man, I'm so excited for that.
It's
not on
480p
on my Wii U. On my Wii U. It's not on my Wii U. It's on my friend's Wii U. But
I'm gonna watch it on my iPad.
Or you could watch it on your Nintendo Switch in
March.
5 or 6 months.
It's 5 months. I asked
5 months.
I asked my Echo how many months, and it said 5.
So in 5 months, you can replace your iPad completely.
No, I can't bring a Nintendo Switch to class and take notes on it.
Well, maybe you could. Maybe you could. You could get Phantom
just write on Miiverse.
Write on
Miiverse.
Take all your class notes on Miiverse.
Take your exams on Miiverse.
Oh my god, you people.
Ask out your girlfriend on Miiverse. Get married on Miiverse.
No, you do that in the airport.
You do.
Oh yeah.
You propose on Miiverse.
Yeah.
Like you propose over Wi-Fi. Use like names.
Oh, are they going to bring back PictoChat?
No, I saw an image the other day.
That'd
It was
be
like
great.
Wi-Fi.
You think they're gonna-
It was like a bunch of Wi-Fi names near somebody's house, and one of them was "Will you marry me?"
Oh, nice. Do you think they're gonna do Street Pass?
Of course.
Yes.
Ooh.
Street Pass has been very successful for.
But does
the
it have
3DS.
any LED indicators on the tablet?
Probably.
Oh yeah.
There's an LED
It sticks out a solid like centimeter or two from the dock.
Just think.
That's
HD
where you put it,
puzzle
the-
pieces.
HD
That's
puzzle
what-
pieces. Oh my goodness.
I can't wait to see the bunny guy or whatever who works at the Street Pass Plaza in high definition.
Will we get to save our progress from our 3DS to?
Probably not.
Okay, yeah, that's another big thing. Like,
With
will it run 3DS games at all?
No.
If it does,
Oh, no.
can you transfer your data to it?
No.
Like, you don't think so? Even though they've been big on backwards compatibility always.
Well, this is a console.
No, they've been big on
compatibility, not a
backwards
handheld.
compatibility on the Wii and
But
the Wii
it's
U,
both.
and that's it.
But it's not replacing the 3DS though. They've said that this is
Well, it's
Wii
not
U's
replacing.
successor.
It's not
Immortalized.
replacing, the Wii U it's not replacing the Wii U or the 3DS. It's replacing the Wii U and the 3DS.
So
Well, they said the same thing on the DS. It was not going to replace either. It's a new thing.
And I mean,
but
it
just
wasn't.
The next handheld
the Game Boy
line.
Micro came out after the DS,
That's true.
and then it didn't sell, which makes me sad because it's a pretty little thing.
And the DS also had a Game Boy port.
Only Game Boy Advance. Not regular Game
Yeah.
Boy. But yeah, backwards compatibility wasn't really a thing for Nintendo until the DS had the Game Boy Advance port, and then we had the GameCube jacks. And the only reason that we had GameCube ports is because it was a GameCube and a half.
Yes.
And the only reason the Wii U supported the Wii is because 1, it was called the Wii U, and 2, it was like 3
It was
Wii's.
3 games.
Yeah. And now we have a new architecture, so backwards compatibility's gone again. I mean, I guess technically the 3DS has an ARM chip, but it's like a piece of garbage ARM chip compared to this Tegra thing.
Yeah. So, do you think they will make 3DS games and Wii U games available on this thing?
Wii U games would be tough because
Especially,
Wii U
you
games
can't-
expect 2 screens, many
Yeah.
of them,
And you can't do that.
and
It
there are
won't
not 2
happen.
screens. I mean, there are, but not at the same
There-
time.
Yeah, it's not a thing that can happen. I think any Wii U games are going to be
Hi,
ports
JB.
no matter what.
You're late
Oh,
by like an hour.
yeah, and my dad didn't have any help to close his FedEx office store that he was working alone in from 7 in the morning.
That's
to
a good-
closing
It's a
now.
good reason to not be here.
Right, so I helped him close so he didn't pass out. Also brought him food so he wasn't eating, just now. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
how about that? How about that Switch?
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
you have to
no.
specifically say Nintendo Switch.
That's the only way that I can trigger the sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta say Nintendo Switch.
All right, Nintendo Switch.
So
Just
we just went through everything. What do you think, JB?
I think that sounds great, guys.
Fantastic.
720p, 6.2-inch screen that might or might not have 10-point capacitive touchscreen capabilities with the left and right, whatchamacallit, joypads.
Joy-Con.
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 Trademarked.
Joy-Cons.
That is a trademarked.
That is no, they're not Joy-Cons. They're actually plural is Joy-Con also. Let me
Is
find
it?
that.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
it is. It's absolutely.
I wasn't sure,
That-
but I
that
was
is a
curious.
thing. That is a thing. Let me check the press
So they're
release.
like all the Pokemon,
Yes, except Joy.
which is one of the few games that Nintendo's releasing before the Nintendo Switch comes out. Yeah, yeah. I got sound effects.
Also, you mentioned it's been an hour. It's been 2 hours.
Has it? No, it
In real
hasn't.
life.
No.
Hour
Started
21.
at 8.
Yeah. Yes, in the press release, right here, multiple Joy-Con can be employed by numerous people for a variety of gameplay options.
Oh dang! Oh
Well
dang!
then.
They're calling out the pluralization, and people are never going to use it correctly.
Yep.
And that's fine, and that is fine.
I have to wonder if half that is because plural doesn't exist in Japanese.
No, that's not. No. Nintendo Switch, no.
Okay.
I just caused someone to choke. I'm very sorry. I'm very Nintendo Switch sorry.
So do you think the Nintendo Switch can get you a girlfriend in an airport?
Well, check out my Mario Kart. It's got 2 items, if you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Hey
And it's
girl,
got.
wanna
Let me show you my King Boo. Does that mean that you don't have any genitalia, sir? Yes. Want to smash?
Too bad
Nintendo
I'm too
Switch.
busy playing Splatoon esports.
You mean Splatoon, Nintendo Switch, and Super Mario Maker for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that's.
No, I think
that's
you
the
I
one
think you
that's
mean
gonna
Super
happen.
Mario Goes to Mexico.
Mango.
Ooh.
You missed it.
Well, I mean, the Shy Guys with the sombreros, it'll work in the 3D Mario.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it could be very something different under a Trump presidency. They don't have to add a wall to
Oh.
that game.
No politics here.
no, they'll just need to add a wall Joy-Con.
Oh.
I can't wait.
Oh boy.
The buttons
And-
will have to
yeah.
accommodate tiny hands though.
Do y'all think that's gonna happen with the custom or the variable things on the side? The Joy-Cons, they have different variations of it.
You think they'll do
GameCube
that? I don't think they'll
controller.
do that.
I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna be
I
a
don't know,
thing.
but the transparent Switch Pro controller. I'm sorry, Nintendo Switch Pro controller.
Oh, is it transparent? I thought that was just
Yeah,
being weird.
Well, yeah, you can see
Yeah.
the little thing. I
You
don't know
can
if
see-
that's
yeah,
what the final. I kind of hope not.
We don't know.
I
prefer
hope
it
so.
to be.
Did you not like your 2000s translucent Game Boy Color?
No.
I'm going
Or
to sue
your
you.
2014 translucent Nintendo
I mean, like, it
2DS.
just looks like it's made by some third-party thing. That's why I think that it's not complete. Maybe I don't know.
I feel like it looks kind of cheap nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like I stepped
It
into the Twilight Zone where
It
translucent
just
stuff.
reminds you of an off-brand.
I feel like I'm buying.
Did Mad Catz kill transparent
No,
hardware
no.
for you?
I feel like Rock Candy did.
Oh. So
You mean Skull Candy?
Or no. There's a third party controller maker called Rock Candy, and it's like super cheap plastic, like very thin
Doo-doo.
plastic controllers. Like,
Right.
have you not seen like you see them all the time in Walmart?
Oh yeah, I just googled this. Oh yeah.
so JB, what do you think the timeline of announcements is? Because I said
Next week we're
previously-
gonna hear more stuff for the briefing, maybe a direct in the next week or two.
Well, we've got
they
the
don't
Animal
want to
Crossing Direct.
Yeah, there's the Animal Crossing one in
that's gonna have
November.
nothing to do with the Switch.
But are you saying that this Switch Direct will be before or after the Animal Crossing?
I don't think the Animal Crossing Direct is going to have any bearing on it. They've
They already had a
game-focused
date for
directs.
They already had a date for the Animal Crossing thing, but only in like Japan, right? It was like early November.
November
Right.
2nd.
It'll be either way, the timing of a game-specific direct has never interfered with the timing of a general or system-focused direct.
Because I think what they're gonna do, do some more announcements next week, like around the investor meeting kind of thing, but not necessarily at it. And then they're gonna do a direct in January, revealing like price and launch window. And they'll trickle information throughout that time, but the big one's gonna be in January because they always do a 2-month lead out, like big like press event then.
Tell me, JB, does this look like a nice, high quality, transparent controller to you?
Oh goodness.
Well, I mean, I see the PlayStation symbol, so you automatically.
Well,
And then you see the rest of the controller.
and then it has a home button in the middle.
Yes, my favorite PlayStation button, the home button.
Home.
Yes, of course.
So that's where I think the timetable will be, more or less. Though they'll probably trickle information.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't have any
just-
disagreements.
The fact that Skyrim is going to be on a cartridge in the year 2017.
Oh no.
It's such a strange.
Sorry, I
feeling.
think you mean a game card.
Mango was getting on me about calling it a cartridge.
Mango. The game card is a patented name for a cartridge.
This
It
is
is
true.
still a cartridge. You will not see me calling them game cards, just like you won't see me calling them the Nintendo Switch console and the Nintendo Switch dock and the Joy-Con trademark L and the Joy-Con trademark right. I'm sorry,
And the
R.
and the Joy-Con trademark grip.
RIP, or the Nintendo Switch trademark Pro Control. That's not what we do. We're going to call them a console, we're going to call it a dock, we're going to call it a cartridge, we're going to call them Joy-Cons,
See.
or Joy-Con, whatever. And
Nintendo has a very specific distinction for game card. because-
you know, are you on Nintendo's payroll?
no,
Or then I don't.
I
think it
am.
matters. Are you?
Oh
I got
goodness!
Oh,
I
your
got 20
dryer's
cents.
done.
I got
Oh.
20 cents from them.
Even my dryer's calling you out on your Nintendo Switch bull.
No, hey, I
See.
can show you the statement
Okay.
from Nintendo of
See,
America, man.
Nintendo's game cartridges that like are like not just like a like ROM chip, called game packs. Like those are Game Boy Advance and prior.
Yeah,
And
that's
the
right.
ones that are just the ROM chip and sometimes might have like, you know, extra stuff like
Nintendo DS and onwards have been called game
those are
cards.
game
yeah.
cards. Yeah. See, you get it.
That they're still cartridges, just
The-
with different names to have
Yeah.
trademark proprietary. Yeah.
So JB,
Yes.
See on the cartridge. What do you think of this freaking fan intake? The top of this tablet.
It'll be fine in practice. Honestly, you won't even notice it. What do you think of the analog triggers?
I'm excited.
I see that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Will you be able to finally control the flow of your Inkling splatter shot?
Will you be able?
Well, you
to
will
play
now with the custom
GameCube?
hairstyle.
Oh yes, let's mutilate our body parts so we can, all in the name of fashion. My favorite. Oh, how are the transformation? But like the squid, when they're in their squid form, they take the color of their hair. Are we just gonna see for mohawks?
Well, you know what?
Hairstyles? Are we just gonna see like a giant, like
Maybe the
rectangular
kid and the
splotch?
squid were more separate than we thought.
Are we talking about some weird Taoist crap? Because it's 10:04 p.m. in the night. It's not. That's not.
No, not now.
All right, Mario Kart looks awesome.
8.5.
But what about
9.
What about NBA 2K17?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
NBA.
boy,
Sports.
I love
Get
basketball.
excited.
You like your
Yeah,
sports?
so
You
they
ready
were- they
for
were-
EA's unprecedented partnership part 2.
No, that's 2K.
Oh boy. Like what did they release last time? I think they released FIFA, Mass Effect, and Need for Speed, and that was it.
Oh no, you're implying that they released the entire Mass Effect trilogy, so people that didn't have access to it before because they didn't own non-Nintendo hardware could actually get into it. No. They just released Mass Effect 3 after releasing the trilogy on both the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. It makes sense. It just works. Nintendo Switch.
And that's a wrap.
Yeah, there we go.
No, we can't close out like that. No way.
Oh, you want to end with a better joke?
I don't have a better. I don't just come up with these things like crap, you know. I can't just
Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch. Everyone just says it all at once, and you have to layer on the sound effects 6 different times. Why not just 5? Because there's going to be an invisible 6th person. There just has
Of
to
course.
be. And IncredibleMango is currently playing Nintendo Switch. No, you're not. No, you
Oh,
are
no,
not.
you're not.
You are not. I'm sorry. You wish you
Nintendo
were.
Switch.
No, but he's currently playing the Nintendo Switch ARG. Did you guys not know about that?
There's an ARG.
Sorry.
Yeah, secretly, that dog, actually,
He barks Morse code.
actually, the dog that the owner doesn't want to play with went to the place where the basketball players decided to not play basketball, and they all went to the airport. Took that guy's girl.
Switch. The girl he picks up is Sombra.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's why Mario's in Mexico.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, I can't wait for the unprecedented Mario offense here on Overwatch when it comes to NX.
Oh boy.
I think you mean
beautiful.
Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch. That's my sound effect.
Nintendo Switch.
No, Nintendo Switch.